Politics, pop culture. What the fuck do they got to do with each other? I'll tell you what they got to do with each other. Well, actually, you know, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that they have always been aligned. This isn't the first election that we started to see influencers and movie stars and actors and rappers and singers associate themselves with politicians. Oh, excuse me, politicians associate themselves with movie stars and all that other stuff, all that other jazz. We've seen it before. We've seen Kanye associate himself with Donald Trump because Donald Trump was trying to, get some attention from the black community. We've seen Jeezy himself make a song called "My President Is Black." We've seen the whole vote or die movement be, completely star laden. So we've seen pop culture and politics associate themselves before, but you probably didn't realize just how tightly they were ingrained. They're actually one and the same. Fast forward to this year at the Republican National Convention, we've seen Amber Rose, who has a following of her own, speaking up there. We've seen Hulk Hogan speaking up there. What you got to understand when you talk about politics and pop culture is that these politicians will use different aspects and different arenas of pop culture to align themselves and get attention from different age groups, different demographics, different sexes that they may not be, familiar with, or people that may not be familiar with them, rather. Because why? Popularity wins elections. Why? Because elections and politics is a popularity contest, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it really is. It boils down to a popularity contest. So you will see politicians align themselves with whoever they can see align themselves with sometimes to get, some more votes. Now, why is that? The unfortunate reality is that most of America is not aware of Donald Trump's policies. Most of America is not aware of Kamala Harris's policies. And it's not because a lack thereof of either of the two. It's just the simple reality of that most people are more so looking at things that are dealing with their life or dealing with the life they want to have on a daily basis. And nowhere in that does politics really factor in. I'm kind of a weirdo where politics does, but hey, I'm an outlier. But most people don't really, plug into all that on a daily basis. So they're not aware of that. So when they see a Donald Trump with a Aiden Ross, or they see a Kamala Harris with a Meg Thee Stallion, those two politicians automatically and instantly tap into two different age demographics, sex demographics, all type of demographics that they previously were not tapped into. So that matters. That really freaking matters. We've seen political rallies that are rivaling the size of some of these concerts. You talk about 20,000 people at fucking political rallies, people. They're not going to see Beyonce. They're going to see Kamala. Trump has nice size rallies himself. They're not going to see Aerosmith. They're going to see Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of people. Imagine if they were charging admission. Now, granted, some of these political events are free, but some of them, they got other things that you can spend money on besides a ticket to the entrance. People are buying hats, merch, food, drink, all types of things they're purchasing at these different venues. So these are really like concerts. They have same things as concerts, the food from the food and the merch and the headliner. They just don't have sometimes. Well, actually, they do have open ask because they'll bring in other hot and up and coming political speakers or people that they want you to know that are in their party. So yeah, have them come talk to you before the main act comes. So they're really like concerts, people. So yes, politics is pop culture. What else do I have on my notepad here? The one thing that I will say when it comes to pop culture and politics, you have to be aware that some of these actors or celebrities will try and use an election cycle to try and reignite their flame. Waka Flocka Flame, Sway Lee. What you got to be really careful of is when you start to see these celebrities make these think pieces or these appearances. They want to make appearances. They'll make these think pieces, putting down or pumping up one character, or one candidate or the other. Most of the time, you'll notice that those really aren't people that are still relevant. Now, if you see them on stage with the candidate, trust me, they got some type of relevance somewhere because the polling and the data that they have used, their campaign has used to say, hey, this person can get you into this demographic. That's why they're up there. So when you see people just making their think pieces on their own, trying to reignite their flame, just call them a has been and move on. Peace.